now started. Our first contestant, Dale Goff. How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Dale Goff.
I was hoping you would ask me that question. How much time? How much time do we have? We got 24 hours a day. 24 cans of beer on a case. Coincidence? I think not. We should relax and have a good time. To think about how we're going to relax and have a good time tomorrow. So how much time? All the time we can. Also, I believe, to intermingle with that is work like we're going to live forever, but play like we're going to die tomorrow. So it's an interesting balance. It should be taken with, your time should be used with family and friends and watching sports, and hopefully before it's all over, Cincinnati, the Bengals will win the Super Bowl. Based on my recent observations, that's going to be a while, but the same thing with the Browns. It may be a while before they win, but it gives something to talk about and to have fun rooting on the home team. Mr. Topic Man.
Our second contestant, Paul Klote. How much of life should be, you start over. How much of life should be,
Thank you.
Paul Klote, how much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Paul Klote.
At my age, and my current status of life, all the time should be relaxing. Unfortunately, it's not. But I think that each of us needs to have some time to relax. I see people who are about doing things all the time, and they never relax. And life is passing them by. I like to relax a lot. And by golly, I do now. I do the things that I want to do. People make fun of me because I like to relax in the morning and read my newspaper. Probably most of you don't even take a newspaper anymore. But I'm really upset if it's not at the end of the drive when I get up in the morning, because I never had that opportunity when I was working. I was generally gone before daylight and got home after dark. And the newspaper was the last thing that I wanted to read. I just wanted to relax then. So I think you need to program yourself to do some relaxing somehow, somewhere, at least sometime, if not during the day, during the week. But now, I spend my time trying to figure out things to do that are relaxing. Whether that's reading my newspaper, planning my next trip where I'm going on that trip, and I don't want to go on a trip at all that is not relaxing for me. Now, my wife sometimes does not agree with that, but that's my attitude. So I think that we should spend a lot of time relaxing, even if we're still working and still have a job. I'm unemployed now, so I don't have to worry about it. I can plan my relaxing a lot. Mr. Tabletop.
Our third contestant, George Cunningham. How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? George Cunningham.
Good morning, yes.
Morning.
I believe that life should be full of doing things that you want to do, taking it easy rather than working all the time. I believe in getting away, even going to Lake area at times and just sitting on the beach and just listening to the waves roll in and watching the gulls fly and screech in the area where they're flying at. They soar so gracefully, and then listening to those waves, it just relaxes me. We all need to have time to just get away. When was the last time you got away to do something that you really wanted to? You're missing out on life if you don't get away. I spend a lot of time. I may even get on my motorcycle and go for a ride. Just get off and just ride, well, get on it and just ride somewhere. Yes. Take time for yourself. Enjoy life because you only have one life. What would you do with your life? And what you didn't do, you may regret it. You may wish you had gone to a certain place. And guess what? You didn't get to see the scenic sunrise over the mountains. Or watch the baby cubs of a bear play around. I love to get away. I love to eat. I love to have fun. Guess what? You ought to do it too. Just as you don't do it, guess what? You're cheating yourself. How many of you are going to do that when you get the opportunity? Raise your hand. Everyone is raising their hand. Well, I'm so proud of you. Do it. And do it until you're satisfied, as the old song used to say. Thank you.
How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Bob Farmer.
How much of life should be spent relaxing? What is relaxing? I'm a little bit strange. I'm 80 years old and I still work every day. But you know what? I can relax while I work. Because relaxation is 9% up here. It's not what I'm doing physically. It's what I'm thinking, what I'm putting out, and what I'm taking in. With me, it's balance. We have to balance our lives, and that is our thinking and our actions. And I am today more what I have thought over the last 40 years than I am what I have done. So I spend an awful lot of my time in relaxation because I am doing what I love to do, what I want to do, and what brings me joy. Mr. Contester.
Our fifth contestant. Elizabeth Winters Waite. How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Elizabeth Winters Waite.
should be relaxing. If you can't relax when you're living, then why are you alive? Now, there are several ways that you can relax. And it doesn't have to be the same degree of relaxation all the time. But nonetheless, if you're not zen and enjoying yourself and feeling whatever it is you're experiencing through your whole body, then you're not doing it right. So then you would not be relaxed because you would be anxious because, oh my God, I'm not doing it right. But if you are able to figure out a way to always be comfortable with what you're doing, how you're doing it, and who you're doing it with, then life is much, much better. In 2015, my company sponsored a yoga class in our office. Now, I had no intention of taking a yoga class, but because I am the CFO of my company, I thought, well, they're going to be in our office. They're going to be using all of our facilities. They're going to be using our chairs. Our desks are there. Some of our computers are there. Maybe as the CFO, I should be safeguarding our assets and participate in the class. So I did. And I took the yoga class, and I started a class, and I do yoga every morning. It makes me zen. It makes me relax. It actually gives me a little bit of life. My blood pressure is 108/63. And I am almost 60 years old. So that's pretty darn good. The bottom line is, every individual person needs to find a way to live life to its fullest and to live life in a way that makes you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, to make you feel as if you could print on the front page of the newspaper every day, for those who still read them, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and who you're doing it with. So the answer to the question is live life in a relaxed state, because that's the best way to do it. Thank you.
Contestant number 6, Tommy Lanham. How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Tommy Lanham.
I am heavily influenced by the Bible. And the Bible teaches us that every 7 days you should rest. It is funny how we have studies in present day that prove biblical principles. We know today that people are more productive if they work 6 days a week than if they work 7. Because that's the way we were made. We all need that time to relax, to sit back, to just enjoy life. Let's be productive. Let's work hard. When we're doing things, let's pour ourselves into that. When we relax, let's step away from all of that. Zig Ziglar says that oftentimes when we're at work, we're thinking about being with our families, and when we're with our families, we're thinking about being at work. And it's no wonder we never get anything accomplished. We're always traveling. If we could just be intentional about what we're doing at the moment. When we work hard. When we play hard. And we enjoy whatever we're doing at that moment. So what I try to do is I try to be intentional about my work time and my relaxed time. My family and I, before the month begins, we set aside 40 hours of family time for that month. And we protect that like it's sacred, because it is. Now, I get my principles and I get my influence for that from the Bible. You may get that from somewhere else. But whatever you choose for you, however much relaxed time you need, just be intentional about it. And you can enjoy life to the fullest. Mr. Cunningham.
Contestant number 7, Chiquita Toure. How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Chiquita Toure.
I want to talk to you today about this concept that's called relaxing. For many of us, we think that is a luxury. I think it is a necessity. Many times we make plans to take vacations, whether they're away or a stay vacation, and we say, this is a luxury because we have the opportunity to relax. I say relaxation and resting is a necessity. And why? How many of us have been in moments where we've had to make a split decision about something, and we haven't stored up peace or relaxation so that we can have it seep through us to attack those problems, to confront those challenges? Relaxation is a necessity because it enables us to replenish ourselves, to rejuvenate ourselves, to come back afresh and anew. So I say to you today, the next time you're confronted with something and you're told that you have to make these decisions in life, very hard decisions, challenges, relaxation is a necessity. It is something that we all yearn to have a part of our lives. It is something that will enable us to become better people. And it's not self-serving. Sometimes when we relax, sometimes when we replenish ourselves, we're doing it for the benefit of others. We're doing it because we're able to inspire someone else. We're being a model of how to take care of ourselves. Today's society sometimes tells us that this word that's called self-care is something that only privileged people get the opportunity to take advantage of. I submit to you today that self-care is a necessity. It's something that we all have the opportunity to do. And self-care doesn't have to be a luxury. Self-care can be sitting in your car with your eyes closed and your head held back, just resting. That's self-care. So the next time you think about relaxation, think about its necessity in your life, not only for yourself, but also for all of those who you will impact. Thank you.
Contestant number 8, Arencivia. How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Arencivia.
Thank you so much, contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. How much of time should be spent relaxing? I've actually given this a great deal of consideration because I feel like our current system is backwards. That folks retire when they're 65 in lieu of the other way around. I feel that when you have all of this energy and very scant resources, that should probably be your time to explore life, to travel, to work on hobbies. Because it's odd that we choose a career at 18 years of age. With zero life experience, you're supposed to know what you want to be when you grow up. How could you possibly know that when you've experienced this much of the world, this much of yourself? So I would argue in terms of relaxing, we should have a whole lot. And not only should we do so in our lives at different points, but it would be logical to me that we would do that from age 18 to age 30. Maybe we would even collect Social Security. But I don't want to get into that. We might have a political discussion. But to that end, I feel like it's really hard. My family comes from the Cuban culture, and Latin American culture is a little bit different than Anglo culture in that you're very focused on relationships. You're very relaxed about time orientation. So my grandfather's 94 years old. And we debated whether or not to move him from Cuba, when we were allowed to do so once he turned 80, to the United States. He actually said no. And he said the reason being that in Cuba, you wake up, you have your coffee, your neighbor comes by and you talk for an hour, because there's no urgency, right, to get to your destination. And we're so hurry, hurry, rush, 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 that we don't have the time to build relationships in most American culture. We don't have that kind of time to invest getting to know people. And to me, that's the value of Toastmasters, because even though I'm in a corporate club, I learn more about my Toastmasters family than I do with my coworkers, because we don't have any time running from meeting to meeting. So we all need to relax, and I would argue that we should implement an early retirement system. Thank you.
Contestant number 9, Chris Schade. How much of life should be spent relaxing? How much of life should be spent relaxing? Chris Schade.
I think a great deal of your life should be spent relaxing, and my favorite relaxing pastime used to be camping. That changed when I was younger for 3 reasons. 1, spiders. 2, vomit. And I'm going to save the third for later. When I was a kid, my family went camping all the time. It was one of my favorite things to do. When I was in 8th grade, we went to Wisconsin. We found ourselves camping in Door County in a forest. It began by my father and brother sitting by the fireplace. Suddenly, a big black tarantula appeared on my brother's arm. My dad grabbed a boulder and smashed that tarantula, only later finding out that it was illegal to kill a protected species in a public park. Next, my brothers and I got affected with 24-hour stomach flu and began vomiting profusely inside of our tent for the next week. Well, when you don't have the stomach flu, you usually have something else. I've saved the best for last. The 3 of us had severe intestinal issues that resulted in diarrhea. So after a week of dead spiders, vomiting, and diarrhea, my favorite relaxing pastime ceased to exist. I'm older now, no longer a camper. I'm more like a glamper. Camping out in hotels and state park resorts. But still, I think it's important to spend as much time as you can relaxing, whether or not it's camping or glamping. I can safely say I'm getting a lot of both.